Right, Shalom, giving praises and glory to our power Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachah Kodash, double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the hopeful elect of the tabernacles of David, scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, and wherever you may be, to you I say, Shalom, Mashallah, Shalom. Second Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world. The latter time being what now? Here and the now. Prophetic for the future time. Right, in these latter days. Okay. It says that dwell in the world. So all over, all right, the globe. Because they have walked in great pride. All right. And I want to get this word, miseries. All right, miseries is the plural form of the noun misery, which means a state of great unhappiness, extreme physical or mental suffering, or a specific cause of distress. All right, and that's what we want to, grab a couple quick articles here. All right, let's also see what this says. Key meanings: great unhappiness, deep emotional distress, sadness, or grief in a person's mind. Severe suffering, physical pain, illness, or hard living conditions caused by poverty or misfortune. All right, a source of trouble, an event, thing, or condition that brings discomfort. And there's no such thing as bad luck. All right, so you have miseries. All right, many great miseries, and this is the first thing we're going to grab here. All right, France orders the largest peacetime evacuation since World War II as wildfires rage. All right, so this is currently happening. It might even be in the GDAX as well. I mean, sometimes GDAX don't list things. Do I even have it here? I think I do. I should. Oh boy. Here it is. Look, forest fires in Spain. All right, cyclones, floods, volcanoes, droughts. All right, fires, forest fires. All right. Okay, so yep, Spain's been up there the 25th. Probably going back even further. Um, but France, July 26th. Spain, July 26th. I don't know why France is up there twice for July 26th. Maybe it's different areas. Let me check out Spain first. Forest fire can have a low humanitarian impact based on the burn area and the affected population and the vulnerability. All right, duration for 4 days. So it's going on for the last 4 days. People affected 16,671 in the burned area. All right. So that's all they have for that. Let me see what France has here. Last 4 days, 11,527 people in the burned area. All right, people been affected here. And let's get the top one. So these might be two different ones because it says this duration is 3 days. 7,755 people in the burned area. All right. So we go back over here. Thousands of firefighters are battling fast-moving wildfires spreading across Spain and France as extreme heat and strong winds force more than 300,000 people to evacuate or shelter in a place near Madrid, Valencia, and Bordeaux. All right, which clearly that 300,000 was not tallied up in the GDAX that we just used. All right, helpful too, but you know. Anyways, 200,000 people flee out of control. Wildfires, massive flames sweep through parts of France and Spain. All right, what does this say here? I don't know what it says. Fossil fuels, global warming, heat waves, back-to-back drought, ongoing, severe, extensive, and prolonged. Something, something, something. All right. Socialist Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez said fires burned about 20,000 hectares over the past 24 hours, with more than 105,000 people affected and 2 deaths reported so far. France evacuated more than 220,000 people in the Gironde region and mobilized 1,500 troops as roughly 30 fires spread near Bordeaux. So here's the first little short clip. France has evacuated more than 220,000 people as the country's largest wildfire continues to spread across the southwest, threatening Bordeaux. Officials said the blaze in Gironde has become so intense that it is generating its own winds. All right, let's see what this has here. Okay, this likely no volume. Yeah, so it's just a minute and a half clip. All right, I'm showing this crazy view of the fire. All right. As the saying goes, where there's smoke, there's fire. And that was a big explosion in Russia with this huge dark gray cloud just shooting up into the sky. All right. Oh, Canada. Canada got, all that smoke blowing from the north, all right, into America. So as there's all kinds of types of things happening, right, in this earth, because these are the latter days and these are, the Lord visiting the earth, which He made in the second Edis chapter 9. We'll probably get it later. All right, so they're not showing too much here. It's almost done though. All right, but you see, it's just a mass of fire. There's just, you can't even really see the fire. You can barely see the orange down there in that white cloud of smoke, but mostly, you see all that smoke. Okay, it says Europe is burning. France and Spain, 250,000 plus people evacuated this weekend alone. Wow. France, 98,000 hectares destroyed, a new national record, worst wildfire crisis in the country's history. Let's see how long this video is. Sad music in the background and stuff. But this is the Lord, bringing a judgment, all right, upon these people, misplacing these people, okay, bringing fire. And yeah, you got Israelites, that are amongst these people as well. But hey, you got rebellious Israelites too, right? CNN reporter Max Saltman spoke with wine expert Nicole Croft, who said a 2026 vintage across Bordeaux is safer now, but there are mounting concerns. That's all they care about, some wine. Yeah, it's just talking about the vineyards. So that's pretty much it for that. Okay, wasn't too much there. I mean, if we get another news clip, we'll maybe attach it to it. But for now, we'll just leave that one there. France orders the largest peacetime evacuation since World War II as wildfires rage. And let me get this other thing here. All right, so we have here, it says 19 million eggs pulled as salmonella outbreak sickens 98 across 17 states. All right, 19 million eggs pulled as salmonella outbreak sickens 98 across 17 states. All right, so you have what? Once again, the plagues, all right? Plagues that are going to come upon the world. All right, the FDA and CDC have tied a growing salmonella outbreak to eggs produced by Texas-based Midwest Poultry Services. All right, I remember the couple years back, all the chicken factories just randomly setting on fire. Okay, and that was a chain reaction of these weird events: trains falling over, bridges falling down. All right, chicken plants burned up. Okay, clearly the pattern showed you that these things were orchestrated. All right, and it was all to weaken, all right, this economy little bit by little bit, time after time. All right, because the elites, uh, they may be rushing, but they also know how to play, the patient waiting game. All right, because they know that they can't, really make a mistake, or not so much as a mistake, but more so they know that certain things, have to be met or required, or to do whatever, right, to bring forth this, or I have to do this to bring forth that, so on and so forth. So everything has to fall into its proper place. Anyways, The FDA and the CDC have tied a growing salmonella outbreak to eggs produced by Texas-based Midwest Poultry Services, which recalled roughly 1.5 million cartons, more than 19 million eggs, after the contamination surfaced. As of July 24th, 98 people across 17 states have been sickened. All right. According to the FDA, which said the recalled eggs are likely a source are a likely source of illnesses in this outbreak, and that its investigation is ongoing. The recall itself went out through an FDA notice on July 22nd. Before the illness count was attached, the eggs may be contaminated with Salmonella enteritis, in enteritis, a subtype that can cause serious and occasionally fatal infections in young children, the elderly, and the immunocompromised, those that have weak immune systems. Midwest Poultry Services identified the issue on its two Texas farms through proactive environmental monitoring practices and root cause analysis, the company said, adding that it is not distributing fresh eggs produced on its Texas farms at this time. The company said it began diverting eggs to a breaking plant where they would be pasteurized to kill any pathogens, and characterized the recall as precautionary. It did not respond to requests for more detail on how it detected the possible contamination. There's a wrinkle worth nothing. Da, 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 da. The recall eggs were produced between June 6th and July 3rd, but the outbreak's illness onset stretched from November 21st, 2025, all the way to June 30th, 2026. How to check your carton. Da, 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 da. The eggs were available at Kroger stores in Louisiana and Texas, and Brookshire grocery stores in Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas, as well as smaller retailers not named in the notice. They were also shipped to food service customers in Texas, Oklahoma, and Louisiana. Kroger and Brookshire Grocery did not respond to requests for comment. These people never do, right? People who bought the eggs can return them for a full refund. Salmonella infection typically sets in 12 to 72 hours after exposure. So for most people, it was already too late, right? With symptoms: diarrhea, fever, nausea, vomiting, abdominal cramps, usually lasting 4 to 7 days. Yeah, that'll mess up your day. That'll mess up your work week. Full list of recall eggs. Big list here. Kroger large, the 12 carton large eggs. Kroger also the 18 carton of the large eggs, as well as the 60 carton of the large eggs. Kroger extra large 12 eggs. Kroger medium 12 eggs. Medium 30 eggs. Jumbo 12 eggs. Simple Truth cage free medium brown 12 eggs. Same large brown 12 eggs, large brown 18 eggs, large brown 24 eggs. Brookshire's large 6 eggs, large 12 eggs, large 1836, as well as 60 eggs, extra large 18 eggs, jumbo 12 eggs. Country Morning, large 12 eggs, large 18, large 2.5 dozen, extra large 12 eggs, medium 12 eggs, jumbo 12 eggs, medium 2.5 dozen, grade double A large bulk 30 dozen, right? Uh, grade double A large bulk 30 dozen, grade A large bulk 15 dozen, grade A large bulk Tic Tac, grade A large bulk brown Tic Tac, medium bulk 30 dozen, medium bulk 15 dozen, extra large bulk 15 dozen, grade A jumbo bulk 20 eggs. All right, and that's the end of all of that. So the big list of bunch of eggs. All right, in these breakout places. But the Lord says that He would smite Egypt with plagues as before. All right, He plagued the ancient Egyptians. All right, and He's plaguing these modern day Babylonians. All right, as in this place also being what spiritual Sodom and Egypt. Okay, so there's a lot of different things happening, and this is one of so many things. All right. Oh, what did we mention here? That's my GDAX. Where is my book? Second Esdras chapter 9. All right. To be then said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time when the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. And this is all the Lord is doing. He's visiting the world, and he's putting plagues on, these people. All right. Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. For like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings and wonder, and powerful works and endings and effects and signs. All right. And then we're going to get one more. All right. Typical saint scriptures, right? But these things are happening. Okay, over and over and over, different things are happening. We're at Matthew 24 and 6. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled. See that ye be not troubled. For all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. All right, so these things are going to happen, but they ain't the end yet. And it's going to tell you in the verse 8 why. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom. We see all these things happening, and there shall be famines, right, and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. So famines, right, food shortages, straight over moves, gate of tears, right, and all these different choke points and pipelines and other things of that nature, right, affecting a trickle down effect with the farmers and everything else. Okay, um, and so there's a great famine coming, where cannibalism is going to be a thing. All right, people are going to see other people as nothing but meat. All right, um, and then you have what pestilence is. All right, these different diseases that are going around. All right, many different things floating around.